you here tonight with us. My name is Jennifer Fitch, and I'm the Commissioner of the Department of Buildings and General Services for the state of Vermont. Serving as the Master of Ceremonies of the tree lighting is one of the most best parts of my job. I want to begin by thanking Louis Franco and his band for playing with us. Louis, that was beautiful. Big round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The state Christmas tree lighting is an annual event, but it hasn't always looked like this. For one, did anyone get to meet the reindeer tonight? Anyone go see some reindeer? They're pretty amazing. What about going for a ride on the horse and carriage? I saw that out here in front. Hopefully you got to enjoy that too. And then, and I don't know where they went, right there. Did anyone get a chance to have a visit with Franny, the miniature donkey? I learned that donkeys love peppermint. Perfect for the Christmas season, right? All of those things are relatively new to this celebration, and I'd love your help to thank everyone who brought their animals. And I include Rudolph. Did everybody see Rudolph the V-Trans plow truck amongst that group? Did everybody see that? So another big round of applause. The Christmas tree you see before you tonight is also different from the early days of the tree lighting ceremony. Back in the 70s and 80s, the trees we had were only 10 to 15 feet tall. Can anyone guess how tall this one is? Anyone want to yell some guesses?
40.
Whoever said 40, you got it right. It's 40 feet tall. So the prior ones were only about a third of the size you see here today. Ira Moser, which works for BGS, our head groundskeeper, has been sourcing the state from top to bottom for the past decade and a half to find tall, beautiful trees that will look just right in front of the State House. This year's tree comes from us from St. Albans and was donated by Matt Durfee and his family. Just over 30 years ago, Matt purchased a packet of 10 spruce seedlings from the Vermont Department of Agriculture and planted them on his property. Only 3 survived and developed into mature trees, with this year's holiday tree growing to over 40 feet tall. Matt has faithfully trimmed his tree spruces on a regular basis, which accounts for the beautiful shape of this year's tree. I have to say, this is one of the most beautiful trees I've ever seen here. It's absolutely gorgeous, perfectly shaped. So we want to thank Matt and his family for donating this beautiful tree. Matt, are you here with your family tonight? Right here. Will you come up here? And I have a certificate to thank you for lighting the first stage. It was beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Again, big round of applause for Stephanie. We always have fun watching the tree come down the interstate. If you've ever seen it, it's a big tree on a big truck, and we always have DMV help us out trucking that tree on the interstate. It always looks beautiful when it's on its way. I want to take a quick moment to thank everyone who has helped pull this together. Mike Brown Trucking and Spars Tree Service for transporting and placing the trees. I hope some of the toddlers in the audience were here to see the big trucks accomplish that feat. Jim DeSisto, our Montpelier District Facilities Manager, has been out here every day managing every curveball thrown at him. So for example, the lifts did not work when they showed up to put the lights on the tree. So that's one curveball, and there have been many. With the support of veteran employees like David Lutucci and Richard Beck, they got it up in a flash. Iris crew, made up of Haydn Garbacek, Mike Herring, David Heading, and Tama Berlaskavatsky, hung more than 100 light strands. And I'm going to have another guess out there. Does anybody want to make a guess on the number of bulbs on the tree? It's hard to tell when the tree's not on.
5,000.
You're getting close. So we have 5,000 lights on this tree, which is 2,000 lights more than last year and 2,000 lights more than the year before. So we're just going to keep putting more lights on this tree every single year. Big round of applause for Operation. And of course, no tree lighting ceremony would go without David Sheets. I don't know where David is. David is the State House curator. He lovingly looks over the State House and all the Montpelier complex and always makes sure that we have a beautiful ceremony. So big round of applause for David. And then finally, I want to give a big shout out to Kate Eberly, who's also standing behind me. She just joined DCS a couple of months ago, and she took over putting this whole event together, which takes a lot of coordination, time, and communication, and she did an outstanding job. We're fortunate to have such a dedicated team here in Montpelier. Before I hand over the podium, I want to make sure everybody knows what's in store for this evening. The governor is going to need some help from each and every child out there to help light up the tree. So I hope you came here to help light up the tree. He can't do it without you, so you're very important. We'll also enjoy a little bit more music, and then once the tree is lit, everyone is invited to the State House for cookies. The cookies are so good. We love the cookies. The governor will be joining us reading The Night Before Christmas to the children in his ceremonial office, with the 2003 and 2024 Students of the Year, Robin Newton and Aziza Maki. Without further ado, it is my very great pleasure to introduce someone that's almost as popular as Santa. Do you know who that is? Governor Scott. Let's do a big round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming tonight as we celebrate this annual tradition. I want to start by thanking all those who let us borrow your animals for the evening. Great to see reindeer, miniature donkeys, sheep, and more. Also, I want to thank Matt Durkee of St. Albans. Thank you, Matt. It's such a beautiful, beautiful tree that you have let us borrow for a bit. I don't think we're going to take it back, all right? Matt said he was inspired to donate by the spirit of Vermont Strong. And I know many of us have had felt over the last few months, especially after the summer's flooding. It's hard to believe, less than 5 months ago, the tree behind you was underwater, as was much of downtown Montpelier. In the weeks and months that followed, we saw Vermonters come together to support their neighbors and give back to their communities. And we saw once again how resilient we could be in the face of hard times. As thousands of flooded homes and businesses worked hard to rebuild. So many exemplify why we are Vermont Strong. And although we still have a long road back to normal, we wouldn't be where we are today without that spirit of resilience and giving. And that's what this holiday season is all about. It's a time for people to come together, spend time with family, friends, and loved ones, and give back. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to ask, what more can we do? With so much violence, division, and conflict around the world, stepping up and supporting your community is one of the best ways to do your part and to add to the good. When you do, you feel the pride and satisfaction of your work firsthand. By giving back, we can do our part to turn the tide. This holiday season, I hope everyone can use the spirit of giving to rebuild our sense of community, feel more connected to our neighbors, and be part of something bigger than ourselves, and be the example for the next generation. So speaking of the next generation, it's time to light the tree. As some of you may know, I'm the first governor in America with an electric pickup as a daily driver. And tonight, we're going to power up this tree with a Ford F-150 Lightning, which the Agency of Transportation just put in its fleet this week. I think that'll be a first in America as well. So at this point, it's okay with your parents. I'd like to borrow a few of your kids to help light this tree. So why don't you come up and join me? I can use some help. Sorry.